Welcome to another month of a free Canva class. My name is Lanre Adelaja. I go by the Canva Geek on all social media platforms. Um, Today we'll be taking about an hour or so to go through some extensive um, lessons in how to use Canva for video editing. Along the way, we're going to pick up on some great stuff that may not necessarily be only video alone, but they're applicable across board. One beautiful thing about Canva is that if you can learn the basics like you've learned in the last class, for those who weren't available to join the last class, I will share the link again to the class and you can always watch it, or you can just look for the Canva Geek on YouTube. Um, Whatever you've learned on the basic level is always applicable any other time you're picking up Canva. So what I mean is, even if you learn to design, what you're going to be applying in um, area of video now is just an extension of what you've learned, and that's how beautiful Canva can be. I like to make you comfortable by telling you that you have the opportunity to raise your hand, or just drop a chat if you want to interject and ask questions. In the time being, I will just share my screen again. Okay, you can see my screen already. So welcome. Today we'll just be taking a look at all of this. We'll do a brief introduction. We'll look at the interface. We'll look at text and graphics. We'll look at how to use audio. We'll look at adding B-rolls, and I'll explain what that means. We'll animate objects and play with the timing. We'll also look at transitions, subtitles, and captions. Then we'll spice it up a little bit with some GIFs and LOTI files. I'll explain what LOTI files means. Then we'll work together on a sample video that I've already pre-recorded with some deliberate errors, and then we'll see how we can make sense of that video together with all the things we've learned. Then we'll explore Magic Video. Magic Video is a feature in Canva that helps you to, with the help of AI, quickly move around your video and get stuff done quickly. Then we'll have a short chat and then we'll be done. So, introduction. So basically, I think I've done the introduction, and if you can edit text, like I always tell people, you can edit video. The same thing I tell people when I teach audio, although Canva is not built to edit audio, but even when I teach audio, imagine a sheet of paper, a long sheet of paper in your hand that you need to cut into 4 pieces. If you cut them into 4 equal pieces and you take away the 2 in the middle, and then you take a sellotape and you join the first and the last one, you've edited that paper. If you can think of that scenario I just played out, then you can edit video. It's that simple. The rest are just spices on the cake. They are just cherries on the cake. So let's get started. I'm going to minimize this presentation view so that we can work in a video environment. So I have a video file here. What I'll just do is I'll clear everything that is here. So, but for you to create a new file for video, what you'll have to do is, from your Canva home page, I believe everyone would have watched a preliminary video, so I'm not sure I should even go through this. But you go to your home page and then you create a design, and in creating a design, it's going to give you options for the different kind of designs you can create, among which you will see video. But I don't want us to waste time with that, so we have our video area already created for us here, and what we'll be doing is to explore what the surface what the work area looks like once again. So on the left are places you can go to get designs, to get elements, to get templates, to get text, as we've described before. And as we walk, say for instance I have a rectangle here, as I get things in this space, there's this bar at the top here that changes, corresponding and giving me options that corresponds to whatever I have in place in front of me. So that's about it for what it is here, and as we move on you will learn the rest. So that's about it for getting started to get your file started. So next will be us looking at the interface, which we've already done in the previous video. So let's quickly start and get to text and graphics. Like I said, if you have questions, please drop them in the chat. Yeah, can we get recorded video of today's class? Yes, that will be sent out. I'll let you have it. So text and graphics. Basically, like I said, if you can use Canva on the basics, then you can also use it for video. If you can type something, then you can do a video also. So let's go back to the file that we've created for the purpose of this class. So here, to create a text, I'll just press T on my keyboard, and that creates a dummy text. I can edit that to Canva video class. Okay. So let me say I want to support this with some form of visuals. I go to my element, I'll click in the elements search bar, and I can look for Canva, maybe something I feel can support what I'm doing, and I can press enter, look for graphics. I noticed that today again network is behaving very wonderful. Okay, so I'll click on this Canva icon here, and as simple as this is, you've already started a design and a video. Next, let's see what we have next. So like I said, yeah, just as you use them in design, motion is just the difference that makes the difference with text and graphics when you're working on video. It's just motion that makes the difference, which we'll get to. So next is I want to show you how to record yourself in Canva. So let's go back to our file again. I'm going to create a new page by clicking this add page. Don't worry, all of this will come together to make sense, but I want to take it slow, taking feedback from the last class. I want to take it slow and build up gradually. Okay, there's a chart here. Okay, it's not for us. Yep. Okay, so next I'll be showing you how to record yourself. So you go to uploads on the left and click record yourself. Okay, so I'm going to click record yourself. I'm waiting for that to load up. It's taking forever. It's taking too long. Come on. Okay, let me just reload this entire work so that doesn't waste our time. I'll come back to my blank page, go back to uploads, record yourself. Yes, so it's going to come up with this interface. Now you can see my face here because I've pre-selected my camera option here on the top right. So in your case, if you have more cameras, you can choose them. So but for me, this is what I'll be working with, and I have the inbuilt microphone. I have other microphones that are connected to the system, but for the purpose of this class, I'm going to stay with the K66, which is the one in front of my mouth at the moment. So having checked all those, I'll go back and say what I want to do exactly. Do I want to just record the camera, or do I want to record the camera and the screen as I move around, or just the screen? So I'll say want to record camera and screen. Then it brings up the window and asks me what do I want to show. So to keep it simple, I'll just record a same area here in Canva, but you can always play with it on your own. So I'll go to window, say, or let me just stay within this place. Let me just stay within where we are right now. I'll stay with this one, and I'll say share. the moment I say share, it takes me to that place, but I need to start the recording first. So I'm going to go back there and say record. So I'm recording now, but it's going to count down. So hello, so this is what I've been talking about. You can record yourself in Canva. This is just me doing the dummy talk. I can go back to that highlighted. You can see a red dot right here. I'll go back to that place, and as I move from tab to tab, from page to page, it's doing the recording in the background. Say I'm done with this page, I go to the page where we talk about audio and music. I go to the page where we talk about animation and timing, and let's say I'm done. I'll go back to the initial one where I started all of this from, and I'll say done. You can see that this has taken about 35 seconds so far, so I'm going to stop by saying done and save at the top here and exit. So once you save and exit, it didn't take. Hello. So this is what. So it didn't take up to a second. Immediately, it brought in the video that I just recorded, which is up here, uploading. You can see the process. That's how simple it is to record yourself. So that's how easy it is to even make a tutorial by yourself in Canva. While this is uploading, let me go back to our slide and look at where we are. I think we're making some progress. So we are recording ourselves, tutorial style or talking head, which we've just done, and next is us adding audio and dealing with music, background sound and sound effects. So I think at this point we can begin the editing proper. Like I said, this was uploading and now it's done. The beautiful thing with Canva is this: it separates your screen recorded, your area of screen that you recorded. It separates it from your face, your camera that is showing your face. So I can move this around and it doesn't alter this in any way. I can move this around and it doesn't alter this in any way, and they're always going to be in sync. So let's make this, let's just keep this the size it is and place this somewhere here where it's not disturbing anything. I can reduce the size, like I said, just the same way you work with your Canva files, but we're going to start spicing things up. First of all, like we said, we're going to be adding audio, but before we get there to adding audio effects and all of that, let's click on this and go to edit. Now in edit, we'll see a lot of stuff here. We can see adjust, we can see audio, we can see playback speed. So if I increase this, which is not what I intend to do, I will increase the pace of the work of the video. It's going to move very fast. I can play and repeat, I can play automatically. Everything is simply explicit in themselves, but what I'm going to work with at the moment is audio, and that will be the volume. So I'm going to click on this file here and go to click on, yeah, okay, it's the same thing. I'll click on edit and click on playback. So I can adjust the video speed here also. I can automatically play it, or I can turn that off. But let's go back to edit. There's nothing applicable to the audio here, so it's good as is. Let's try and start editing first of all. So for this video, let's listen to what I said. I'm just going to be quiet and play the video itself alone. Okay, so hello. So this is what I've been talking about. You can record yourself in Canva. This is just me doing a dummy talk. I can go back to that highlighted. You can see a red dot right here. I'll go back to that place, and as I move from tab to tab, from page to page, it's doing the recording in the background. Say I'm done with this page, I go to the page where we talk about audio and music. I go to the page where we talk about animation and timing, and let's say I'm done. I'll go back to the initial one where I started all of this from, and I'll say done. You can see that this has taken about 35 seconds so far, so I'm going to stop. Okay, great. So why you didn't see the screen that was recording is because what we were recording is this, and that is the whole aim, is not to show the recording process again. That would defeat the process. So we've been able to successfully record our screen in this short time. So next will be actually editing. Like I said, If I take a sheet of paper, let me demonstrate something. Let me create a page in between here. Sorry. And let me say this square, I'm going to elongate it. If I take this rectangle and I want to have it in 4 bits, and let's say I find a way to take a blade or something that can make a cutting across, and I'm able to cut it here, I make another cut here, and I make another cut here. Now I've divided this into 1, 2, 3, 4 places. So if I want to get rid of what is in the middle here and join just this place and this last place together, as long as I'm successfully able to do that, I've edited a video, and this is what I mean. So let's assume this is one square or rectangle, this is another rectangle, this is another rectangle, and this is another one, and we're saying them as one at the moment, but they are touching edge to edge. If I come to this point and I say, oh, it's from this point this guy was saying something that was not relevant, and I delete that, and I come to this point, I delete that. Now that leaves us with what he said in the beginning and what he said at the end, and it won't make sense. It won't make sense to have somebody talk, then space, then talk again. So what you do is you close it up. But the beautiful thing is you don't have to even do that manually in Canva. In other softwares, advanced softwares, you have to move them around. But in Canva, it closes up for you. So let's get to that part. Let me delete this part, delete this page. So let's say we're listening to this and it was making sense up onto this place. I want to split this place. This is what we'll do. Where our play head right now is, we'll right click and say split page. You can see it has splitted it in two. It's now split in two, and I can now do something else to this one and do something else to this one. Let's go. Let me undo that so that I can also show you something. I know some people also ask questions about color correcting and all of that. So Canva is not a super high-end video editing software. I need to make that clear. While it can do a lot of things for you video-wise, it's not like your Premiere Pro alternative, no. But you can get by. In fact, my last 2-3 video uploads on my YouTube channel were made using just Canva alone, nothing else. So, but the closest you can get to color correcting in Canva is to go to edit, just the same way you will edit a picture. Let's select this, go to edit. Why is it not responding? Come on now. Okay, let me just refresh. I think there's a bit of network issue today. Okay, so I refresh that. Come back to this, click edit. Yes, this is what I'm looking for. I'm going to come to adjust, and under adjust I can tweak colors. I can work on whatever I want to work on that has to do with color. So let's keep our eyes here while I make some adjustments here. For instance, let me push the brightness. Can you see what is happening? I can change the color to tend towards more of bluish purple. I can do it to go towards reddish, yellowish line of colors. But basically, this can help you to tweak to whatever you want to. So let me just, for deliberate, for the sake of being deliberate, I'm going to do that to this, and you can see that this applies just to this video in the background. It doesn't apply to the picture because the face clip, because that face clip isn't selected. So I'm going to select that separately, and I'm going to apply, let's say, something more like okay, let's push it to the purple also. I'm looking for something that contrasts a little bit, and I can push the brightness of that up or down. I think I'd like to brighten it a little bit. I'd like to add contrast to it a little, and I'd like to add some highlights. Let's increase the shadow intensity also. Alright, so Before I begin to split it, it's advisable that if you want to apply an effect to maybe this clip in itself all through, it's best you do it at the beginning. And the reason is because once you begin to split, you begin to have multiple videos. So for instance, where the play head is right now, if I right click and I say split page, it means whatever I'm going to do to this, maybe I want to color correct, I want to add anything, I'll do it to this one, I'll do it to this one, then I'll go to the next frame and I'll do it to this one, I'll do it to this one. So imagine you have 20 of the splits. It's going to waste your time. So the best way is before you even begin to edit at all, I'm going to undo now to close up this gap here, Ctrl Z. Before you begin at all, do all the things that you want to do to the images and the videos. So for this one, we want to have an outline around it. So I'll come here to border style, I'll increase the border thickness, I'll come back here, just the same way you will do when you're designing. I'll change the border to yellow, and for this one we'll click on it and maybe around the corners a little bit just for some style. Okay, then I'm going to move this a little bit up here, so I can now begin my process of cutting. So what we were saying earlier is that let's assume this guy was saying something, and he got here, it wasn't making sense, or there was an error in his recording. We'll just right click here and say split page. You can move further down. Remember the idea of the page that was split in 4 that I gave. Move further down, right click here, you split page again. So if you also notice, rather than doing this over and over right clicking, you notice there's a shortcut here, that's Ctrl S. So I'm going to click, instead of clicking on this, I'm going to leave my cursor where it is, and I'm going to use a Ctrl S. Sorry, not Ctrl S, just S. I'm just going to use the S button to split that, and now you can see that I have my video file split in 4. So let's say we want to get rid of this one. I'll get rid of it. I can come and still further subdivide this one, and then that will lead us to our next slide, which is music that we wanted to add. Okay, so let's go back now. Canva is a powerhouse. I always tell people who care to know, Canva is a powerhouse. Like everything you want practically is within Canva. So I'm going to look for a background music, for instance. I'll say, when I get to element, I'll come to search, automatically it brings down this. But even if I don't see this, I can just type soft music, and up here I'll scroll until I see audio. So from here you can see it's already suggesting to us to use an AI music app generator. We're not going to explore that so that we'll save time. Oh, we're almost 30 minutes into this. Amazing. So I'm going to now sample this music one by one and see what they sound like, or hear what they sound like rather. Okay. Okay, so I can go on and on and on, selecting and checking which one works best for me. But as long as I'm fine, I'll just go with whatever works best. And I think I liked what I heard here. So before adding your music to your file, make sure that your play head is at the beginning of where you want the music to start from. So I'm going to leave it here, and I'm going to come back here and click add this, and immediately you can see the audio is added here forward. So anything before that is not going to receive any of this. So let's change this to Canva video. Okay, Canva video class is fine. Let's leave it. We'll come back there. But now let's say, oh, we made a mistake. We actually wanted this music to start from the beginning. All you need to do is to drag it to the beginning. But then because you've already initially you had your clips that stopped at this last one. How do you get there now? Your clip stopped at this point, so you can see that the audio also stopped there. So by the time you drag it backwards, it's going to still stop where that length of music was initially. So you can then come to the end of it and drag it, sorry, excuse me, and drag it further. Amazing. Okay, you can drag it backwards. Oh, apparently this music isn't that long, so it's not going to be able to span the entire music, the entire video. So basically, if we at this point play what we have, we've already started creating a video. Remember, we've been able to do this first page where we brought in Canva and we wrote something. We've also been able to bring in a video that we recorded by ourselves, and we were able to edit it to some extent. We added a round soft corner to it. We gave this a different color, and then we split it in 3 and 4. Then we took away one frame, and now we have what is in front of us as a screen. So, and then finally we added this audio. So we're going to play what we have now. This. So hello, so this is what I've been talking about. You can record yourself in Canva. This is just me doing a dummy talk. I can go back to that highlighted. You can see a red dot right here. I'll go back to that place, and as I move from tab to tab, from page to page, and I'm timing, and let's say I'm done, I'll go back to the initial one where I started all of this from, and I'll say done. You can see that this has taken about 35 seconds so far, so I'm going to stop. Okay, great. So you can see that there was a bit of a jump in between a talk because of the editing that we've done. So let's go back here. We've been able to add music. Let's try a bit of sound effect. So let's say there was something that was highlighting when his mouse was over something here. I think there was a place where I was saying something and I was dragging my mouse over something there, and I wanted to bring in maybe a sound. I can look for another sound inside my element here. I can look for what would I be looking for now? Let me look for pop sound, and I can clearly see that these are short sounds by the virtue of the number on their timing, so I can listen to them. This is definitely too much. I need something that is very short. Okay, I can work with this. So let's click on this and bring it in, but it is too long, and that's where your editing skills come in. So we can click this and drag it backwards to reduce the length of time it plays. So let's say we wanted this to be here immediately after this this thing plays. Before it begins, that's what we want it to play, to show up. You can see that your arrangement begins to define how your editing goes. So let's play this again, just from here to where the sound comes in, and see that silent music begins. So hello, so this is what I've been talking about. You can record yourself in Canva. This is just me doing a dummy talk. I can go back to that. So okay, so great. So I think we're done with sound. We're going to go on to the next one, which is us adding animation and timing. I think we should try transitions first. So let's go here, and for instance, that place where I was saying something and I think I was using my mouse to move over a particular area. Let's say I want to highlight that place. Let's start from the beginning and let's start adding transitions. So to add transitions, you need to click between the pages. When you move your mouse to between the page, a plus sign appears, and then there is this add transition sign below. So we're going to start with the beginning. I'm going to use a very simple transition, and as you place your mouse, you can see that it's highlighting what they feel and what they look like. So I think I like what I just saw with flow, so I'm going to use flow. And with flow, you can still work on the duration, how long, how short, how fast you want it to be. So let's say this is fine for us, but we want it to slide in instead. Okay, I think slide out looks better. Actually, slide to the left looks better, so I'm going to leave it this way. Now between this place and this place, let's assume, let's discard what I said earlier. Let's assume I want to focus on something on the screen. From here, just disregard what the person is saying. I want to move from here, and I want to begin to focus on the camera and the icon. So I can come in between here and go to transition and choose match and move. Match and move is one beautiful transition that makes your work look very smooth. Okay, so far we have our screen area like this all through, and at this point I want to zoom in on this. So at this point it's fine, but at this point I want it to be zoomed in on. So what I'll do is I bring my mouse to this page, click on this page, and then come here and scale up this page. I'll scale up this page to fill the screen. I can keep increasing it from edge to edge. Okay. Let me zoom out a little bit. Okay. So now I can see that this guy is in the way now. So I'm going to bring this down. And by the way, our focus was because of this camera. So now let's watch what has happened. Remember, we have added this match and move to the middle. So let's play it from the beginning now and see. Network. Okay. Just bear with us. It's network. Hello. So this is what I've been talking about. You can record yourself in Canva. This is just me doing the dummy talk. I can go back to that highlighted. You can see a red dot right here. I'll go back to that place, and as I move from tab to tab, from page to page, I'm gonna time it, and let's see. Okay, so you can see that there's already that transition there, but there's still a bit of chaos in our work, in the sense that we begin to see sound that are overlapping and they are louder than each other. So I'm going to first of all deal with this sound, because I think I brought it in by mistake. I'm going to delete it. I don't need it there. I'm going to go to this one, click on it, go to this icon and reduce the volume a little bit. I'm going to come to this one also and come to this icon and reduce the volume also, because it's not supposed to be so loud. And there's one more thing. I realized that this music doesn't start from the beginning and I want it all through. Then it becomes very quiet at this point. So here's what I will do. I'll try and crop it to that point where it's silent, and I'll then make a duplicate by right clicking and say duplicate track. So I'm going to bring this to the beginning. Excuse me, let me close this so we can see the screen. So this is at the beginning. This is at the beginning. Then I'm going to do the same by stretching out this one, and you can let them overlap somewhere in between. So now, because of what I've applied to this one, which is now at volume 27, if you click on this also and check, to be 27 because I made a duplicate of this. So if we play that now, it should be more pleasing to the ear, unlike the chaotic one. So hello. So this is what I've been talking about. You can record yourself in Canva. This is just me doing the dummy talk. I can go back to that red dot right here. I'll go back to that place, and as I move from tab to tab, from page to page. Okay, so I think like that you can stand on time. That's enough to show you what I was talking about. So next on our list is to begin to add animation and timing. So let's go back. So we want to animate each of these things. So for instance, when this page changes from this wide view to a very big close-up, I want this my video, I want it to bounce or I want something to happen to it, all I need to do is click on animate. And when I click on animate, it brings up the panel on the left and I can begin to see what animate will look like. So I want it to pop. So I will use pop, scroll down. I want it to happen only when the slide opens, not after the slide is done. So I'm going to reduce the speed and then I leave it on enter alone. So I can see the effect of that. And at this point also, I want this to maybe be here. I can increase the size of this, and I want it to let's say baseline. Now let's play what we have so far and see. So hello, so this is what I've been talking about. You can record yourself in Canva. This is just me doing the dummy talk. I can go back to that. I like that you can see a red dot right here. I'll go back to that place, and as I move from tab to tab, okay, so network is doing us some strong thing today, but let me just go back again and try and play it afresh. So hello, so this is what I've been talking about. You can record yourself in Canva. This is just me doing the dummy talk. I can go back to that tab, I mean from page to page. So you can see what happened at that point when this video was on this side, and by the time it got to this frame, it went to the bottom right and bounced. And you know, those are the ways you can use Canva to create beautiful transitions by yourself for your videos. So let's go to timing. So the idea of timing is to keep something to time. Let me just put it that way. You're trying to make it happen just within a time frame, and that's all. So for this, I'm going to add okay, let's go to the beginning to do timing. Say for instance, I want to add a line. The shortcut for adding a line is pressing L. So I'm going to click, I'm going to write L, and I'm going to drag this out. So I want everything here to actually have the animation effect of pop, but all of them popping at the same time doesn't make sense. So I'm going to break it down into bits and pieces. So I'm going to click on this, right click on it, and say show timing. You can see that all of them are happening at the same time, and that is why we have them all bouncing at the same time. So I want Canva to do its own bounce first and stop. So I'm going to go to Canva here down there and reduce the time. I mean, I want it to show throughout the video. Sorry, I'm going to leave it all through, but I want the line to only show for a period of time, and I'll just do this. I'll reduce it. Same for the text. I want the text to come after Canva has come in, and I'm going to do this. So I can now change my effect for text by going to effect, and maybe let me say I want to use the typewriter effect. Where is that? Yes, typewriter. And then for the line, I can say I want it to let's look for rise. Where's rise now? Yes, rise is here, and I can increase or decrease. So basically what both on enter and exit do is, if you say both, it means both when it enters, that's when the slide begins, and when it ends into the next one, you want the effect that you're applying to stay. And if you say on enter, it means only when that slide begins you want that effect to happen. And if you say on exit, only when it's about to exit into the next place, that's when it happens. So for this, I'll just leave it on both for now, and let's play to see what we have so far. So hello, so this is what I've been talking about. You can record yourself in Canva. This is just me doing the dummy talk. I can go back to that I like that you can see a red dot right here. I'll go back to that place, and as I move from tab to tab, I mean from page to page, and timing, and let's say I'm done. I'll go back to the initial one. Okay, so I think that explains what I'm saying. So let's try and add other transitions in between this one and this last one. So we're clicking this add transition button in between the two slides, and let's look for maybe dissolve. So let's use dissolve, but we want it to stay a bit longer. So we've increased the duration here, and I can preview that. Oh, network. I can preview that. Okay, I can scrub just to even have a feel of how that happens. You can see how it smoothly dissolves into the other one. Yep. I think we've treated timing and animation. Another thing about animation, let's go back here. Another thing about animation that I would like to show. So let's say I have a ball I want to bounce, because that's actual basics of animation. So let me look for a circle, create a circle. I want the ball to bounce across the screen. There's a way to animate that. If I go to animate, there is this way to create animation in Canva, which is you dragging the element around to follow the direction you want it to go. So I'm going to click on this, then I'm going to make this circle bounce in the direction I want it to go. Look at what is happening here. So I'm going to define my own parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So watch that. Immediately I'm done, it begins to do it by itself, and it goes out. So I can then now refine the movement, because it's kind of rigid if you look at it. So I can say smoothen this for me or make it steady. So I think I want to make it steady. So let's see what that looks like. Let's play it from somewhere around here so that our ball can come in. I don't know if there are questions so far. You can drop them. Please, I cannot see your screen. Okay, I can see it now. Okay. Like that, you can see a red dot right here. I'll go back to that place, and as I move from tab to tab, I mean from page to page, and let's say I'm done, I'll go back to the initial one where I started all of this from, and I'll say done. Okay, so you can see the ball bounce in, and bounce across the screen. So that's just to show you the possibilities of what you can do in Canva. Actually, you can actually use, for instance, a case for application for this would be, for instance, maybe I'm calling attention to something, and I want to add a font, or I want to add a font effect to what I'm saying. I could have something bounce across. Let's delete this, and maybe let's look for, maybe I'm saying something funny. At that point, I can look for laugh emoji. Of course, that will be under photos or graphics. So let me stay with graphics. So let's say this is the one we want to use. We brought it in, we reduce it, and we can put it at the edge of the screen. Maybe make it a little bigger. Then animate, custom animation, bounce 1, 2, 3, and maybe we want it to stay here so that the fun part still stays. Can you see that? Yeah. So let's say we notice that this audio is fine, this video is fine so far, but this place is too long. We needed to split it also. Next thing to do is, once your play head is where you want it to be, just press the S button. The S button will help you to split it. Sorry, yes, that splits it. So having splitted it now, it means our animation is now flowing into 2 pages, here and here. It was here before, but now we split it in 2, so it's flowing into 2 places. So there's no need to play this video from the beginning. I think we've done that a couple of times. So let's move on to what's next. Subtitle and captions. So subtitle and captions, the way it works in Canva for now is that they work with apps. You cannot directly, or how do I put it now? It's not a straightforward thing, but I'll demonstrate that. So let's say we have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 divisions of our video right now, but let's say we want to add caption to just this part. For the sake of this video, I'm going to go to apps on the left, go to apps and type caption, or let me say subtitle. Okay, so it's going to bring up apps that are related to subtitling. So, but for most of them, you have to have an account with them. Outside here, they are all maybe websites on their own. You have to have an account with them, and then you have credits that are given to you. So it's those credits you have access to work, to create stuff in Canva. For instance, you would understand now when we begin. I've clicked one of them, and I'm going to say start. So it's going to read through my video to see places that needs the subtitle to happen on them. You may have to exercise a bit of patience on this one because it depends on network. Okay, I think it's done. So that we don't waste time, I'm just going to select all pages. Deselect all pages, then choose maybe slide 3 where I know that there's lesser talk. So I'll say done, and I'll say export. So we're waiting for this progress bar to finish loading. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Okay, great. So now it has given us samples of the kind of direction the subtitles will follow. So let's just go with this, and now let us say generate. It's transcribing the audio and it's going to apply it. Now I chose this one because I know it's very short, because in previous use, if you select something that is long, I'm not even sure if it's going to work at the end, in the sense that, not like it won't work as per apply it, but it returns with this message that you don't have enough credits, that you have to buy more credits, and those credits are like you know, subscribing to these services, because most of these apps are like services on their own on websites that are incorporated into Canva to make your work easy without you stepping out of the environment of Canva workspace. But I deliberately chose a short one to see if it's going to if it's not going to show that information, and I think it's on that part. While this one is doing what it's doing, let's go back to check what's next after this. Okay, so after this we're going to spice it up a little bit. Okay. It's not yet done. It's not yet done. I think we're in good time. It's 9:51. It's 7:51 rather. Okay. Okay, so after that is okay. So I think we're already doing this. So we'll just skip this all together. We'll skip this all together. Yep. So this will be on. This is just me doing the dummy talk. I can go back to that. Okay, it's done now. So it's showing us a preview of it here. So let's play it. This is just me doing the dummy talk. I can go back to that. Okay, each row represents a line of subtitles that you can update. You can't change You can't change this later. Okay, generate with video with subtitles. How I wish I had 2 screens so that I could just go on with another thing while waiting for this. But okay, I think it's moving fast now. Thank you for staying this long. I appreciate your coming. Just waiting for this to finish. I think next time maybe what we'll do is to work with a case study, like something that is already done, and then we'll just redo it. I think that's much more easy to follow. Okay, so you can see that it has broken it down. This is the title of the class. I think I had something written very long. Okay, that's what it used as title. Okay, so I'm gonna click this. Let's play it.
Just doing the dummy talk.
Can you see?
Go back to that.
The bottom part of the screen, just here, the subtitles are actually there, but it's quite small to see.
I can go back to that.
So that's how to add subtitles in Canva. So like we said, the next thing is for us to spice this up. So let's say we're ready. Let me hide timing. So let's say we are ready with our work and we want to share it out. We can still spice this up. So I can, for instance, at the beginning here, look for a video. Let me go to elements. Let's look for background videos. Go to videos. So I'm looking for something interesting. I think I like this. Now take note, these slides are broken into times by themselves. They have their own times each. Like this is 4.6 seconds, this is 4.7, this is 3.8, this is 7.1. The video I'm bringing in is about 10 seconds. Watch what is going to happen when I bring it into the slide. Immediately this stretches to try to accommodate this video to 10 to 9.7, but if you remember, this actual length was 4.6. so what we'll do is when we bring this in, we want to send it to the back. I can even set it as a background. Then 4.7 is what the length should be. So how do I get it back to 4.7? Click on the slide. Oh boy, why is this thing taking forever? Okay, then go to playback. Oh sorry, not playback, sorry. You can click on the time here and cut it by yourself, either by dragging this arrow until you see that 4.7 that you had, or you type it in here. So but I'm going to just try and 4.7, and I'll say done. So if we go back to the beginning, I'm waiting for this to load up because of network. Okay, so I think it's almost there. The thing with Canva is because it's online, it's dependent on the strength of your network. So let's play it and see. I'm sure this looks much better than where we started from. Somebody who didn't see. Hello. Let me pause that so that I'm not talking about myself. Someone who wasn't here from the beginning, who was here from the beginning would see that definitely this has definitely tremendously changed. So hello. So that's how you spice up some of these elements in Canva. So for instance, on this page, what can we do to spice it up? I can say I want something burning around this circle, for instance. So let's look for something like that in the element. Let me say flashing colors. And remember, I'm still on that video, so I'll just place my mouse on each and every one of these things to see which one works best for me. Okay, so let me bring in this video. But remember, like I said, this video I'm bringing in is 10 seconds, and this video I'm bringing it under is 4.7 seconds. So I must remember to reorganize it back to that length. So I'm going to bring it in nonetheless, making sure that I'm clicked on this. So it comes in. I'll go to this. I'm trying to achieve 4.7. Okay, so that's 4.7. But how do I add it to the back of this? So I can pause this video so that it's not distracting. I'll go back to the element again, and I'll look for frames. In this time I'll look for frames. This is frames. I'm trying to achieve the circle behind this, so I'm going to click on this basic shape frame, which is a circle, and once that appears, oh my god, network has been wonderful today. I don't know why it's on my day of classes that network decides to do its thing. Okay, let me just reload. Okay, it's here now. So that's the frame, and I'm going to drag this video into that frame. So it's in the frame, but it's not yet in the center. I can see that this is the center of the video, and this is the center of my frame. So I'm going to double click on it. I'm going to scale this up and try to fit it in the center. Okay, so I'm going to drag this over my video and send it back little by little. Somebody asked a question about this the last time in the last class, and this is the difference. So I'm sending it backward. Okay, it's gone behind everything, so I can then send this video also sent to back. So I can see that this is now behind my talking head video, and I want to center it. I can select the two of them by highlighting like this, go to position and say center middle, and I have it behind my video already, but I can increase it like this, and maybe even try and get rid of this yellow here, maybe make it white, or just remove it altogether. Let's go back to this outline and remove that outline. Then remember, we can actually see edit this video also. Let's say we don't like the color it's giving us, we can come to adjust, change the coloring to something a bit yellowish, increase the intensity of that a bit with contrast. Let's also spice this up a little bit. Let's add a shadow to this video. So let's go to elements again. I'll look for rectangular shadow, and the shadow I'm looking for is something dark. I'll go to graphics. I'm looking for something dark, and that can be in almost the shape of this. And I'm looking for something that has soft edges also, just like what we have with these whites, but something that's dark. Okay, I'm not saying what I want yet. Okay, let's go to all. Well, let me just change my search to rectangle instead of rectangular. Yes, that comes back with much better solutions. Okay, so I'm going to click on this first one, and I'm going to right click and send it back under the layer options to back. I'm going to resize this, and I'm going to reduce the opacity just to give it that feel like it's against something, but that feeling is not complete. So I'm going to click on this and give it an outline, give it a white outline. I'm going to increase this and then change the color to white. Wonderful network today. It's supposed to show us color options now. Let me just reload the page. Okay. Thank you very much, Rose. Says this is really easy to follow. I'm happy to hear that. Uh, I was almost feeling discouraged by the number of people, but I think this is enough solace for me today and what network is doing also. Okay, so I am happy that you said that. I think we were here trying to give an outline color to this, so I'm going to change this to another color. Let's say yellow. I don't know. I think let's say white. White is better. So that gives it that feeling like a TV on the wall and has a space between the video itself and the wall. And you know what? I can actually take this that I have here, copy the property. I can copy this style of what I've done to this, copy this style, and go to even the last slide. Oh, network. And apply it to it. Can you see? Immediately it gives you that white outline. So I can also still click on this, copy this outline style, come here, apply it here. But the difference is if I go back to the first, you will see that there is still a difference because of the absence of the shadow. So I'm going to copy that shadow also. And the beautiful thing with Canva is when you copy and you paste, it pastes on the exact same spot. So you don't have to be manually adjusting. I've pasted now here. I'm going to right click layer and send to back. I'm going to right click here again also and paste, right click layer, send to back. I've omitted this page. I've not applied that style to it, so like I did again, I'll click on this, click copy style, go to the next one, click this, and we still have our shadow on our clipboard copied, so I'll just Ctrl V to paste it, and I'll select layer and send to back. So that gives it that consistent feel already. Now there was a slide we splitted at the end. I'm going to apply that match and move to it. Let me apply match and move to it again. And in this situation, I want the smiley to be bigger. Remember, it was one slide together before, but we split it. And what was happening there was this guy was bouncing across and it went up here to stay in the second slide. So when it's going up here in the second slide, because it's now split, it will remain the same size as it is here, but here it's going to become bigger. So all I need to do is, after adding that match and move transition, in this place where it is ending up, I'm going to make it bigger and bring my playhead to the end to see what happens there. Okay, that's nice. Okay, so let's add one more style to this place. Let's say, because we know that this thing is coming here, we want everything on this place to move a little bit to the left. So I can select everything here without selecting this and hold my shift on the keyboard. Oh, sorry, please. Select everything again, hold my shift and drag. What's happening here? Select everything, hold my shift. Okay, I think I'm not going to hold shift anymore, and I'm going to just drag to the left. So now when we play all of this all together, we have about 30 seconds video now, so we're going to play this all together. So hello, so this is what I've been talking about. You can record yourself in Canva. This is just me doing the dummy talk. I can go back to that like that. You can see a red dot right here. I'll go back to that place, and as I move from tab to tab, from page to page, and let's say I'm done, I'll go back to the initial one where I started all of this from, and I'll say done. You can see that this has taken about 35 seconds so far, so I'm going to stop. And that is the end of our video that we've done. Network isn't making us enjoy how it's playing. So next I would like us to explore okay, before we explore this, I'd like to show you something quickly. Let me go to create a new slide here, and I would go to elements. Let me look for videos. I want to show you an instance of how to use that match and move. For instance, have you watched tutorials before that maybe somebody was explaining something and suddenly they zoom close to a particular spot? That's what match and move can help you do. Just one of the transitions. So I'm going to close this now so that we can see all our video. I can reduce this length. At this point I can split this, right click here and split page, right click somewhere here also and split page. So the intention here is we want to move from this view that we have to a view that fills the screen, then back to this view. So initially when we brought in the video, everything was like this. You see that it's like that for the last 3 slides. One thing I want you to notice is that when we brought this in, this audio tried to extend itself to fill, but this is where the audio itself ends, so it stops there. So it's automatically trying to match up with what you're doing. That's just by the way. Let's get back to business. So maybe when this guy was typing, there was something that was saying here and I wanted to see. So we're going to start with this. In this place, we're going to increase the size of the page, increasing it in such a way to fill the screen with just the laptop. Now if we played that just by scrubbing, you can see that it's a wide view, suddenly it's a sudden close-up, then it goes back again. That's not too pleasing to the eye. So what we'll do is to use transition. Excuse me. What we'll do is to use transition between here and here. I'm going to click on add transition, go to match move. Can you see that? Immediately I click match move. Can you see what it did? So I can reduce the time it does that. I can increase it. And I'm also going to add that same match move at the end also to return it back to its normal form. Let me reduce the timeline. Yeah. So I'm going to add the transition here also, which is match move. Now let's play just these 3 frames together. What's happening here? Let me reload. We're almost there. We are almost done. I'm going to make the recording available right after the class, and I'll share it on my YouTube page, so you can always look back on it. You can ask me questions. You can drop me questions in the group also if you have any questions. If there are things that we may have looked at because of time that we couldn't touch, that you have questions on, please feel free. And like I said in the last time, for those who joined the last class, it's not a big deal for me. I enjoy doing tutorials just to show people how to do stuff. It's one of the things I just enjoy doing. So it's not a big deal. If you have questions about Canva generally or things that we've touched before, you can see the things we've touched. We've only had 1 class so far. You can see those last 2 video recordings on my YouTube channel at the Canva Geek. Okay, so I said we wanted to play just these 3 videos. Okay, let's start from here and wait for this guy to finish loading. Temitope, I'm grateful for your thanks. Thank you for thanking me. Thank you for coming too. Okay, so at this point I'm going to play it. Pay attention to that. Zoom in. And zooms back out. So network was breaking it, so let me just do that again. Zoom in and zooms back out. So that's one thing I had in mind that I wanted to show the class, and I'm happy that I didn't forget. So let's go to Magic Edit. So let's take a sample video also to show that. Let's come to a new and fresh page, and let's look for uploads, something I've uploaded before in my videos. Something not too long. Yep, I think this 4-second video. But I'm not showing my face. Okay, let's use this 37-second video. So we can fill the screen with it, set it as background so that it fills the entire screen. Let me just zoom out so that you can have a good view. Please confirm that, because on my preview of my other screen here, I'm saying that is something from a long time ago that I shared that is still showing. Can you still see? If you can just drop a comment, can you still see my screen being shared? Like all these things I'm saying, can you see my screen actually? Awesome, thank you. That scared me a little bit. Okay, so yeah, I have this video. I wanted to apply the magic media to it, so I'm going to go to edit without doing anything right off the bat. As the video comes in, I'm going to click edit. Network, we beg thee, behave thyself. Okay, let me just reload it so that we don't waste time. Yes, I'm going back to the last slide, clicking on this, click edit, and I'll go to highlight. Now that's one of the things Magic Video. Okay, so Magic Studio, basically what it does is it gives you the opportunity to be able to, I can remove this guy from this background. So I've clicked on that and it's processing it depending on the speed of internet and length of the video. It may take a while. Okay, you can see that it's done now. Let me detach video from background. Let me try adding another color to the background and see whether that will show. You can see that it has taken out what was in my background. The other thing there is, let's undo back to where we were. Let me detach it also so that it's more for us to view. If I go to edit, I can go to highlight, and it is going to scan through, and it's going to look for the best moment in this video clip. So let's assume I recorded and I was saying all those filler words. It's going to look for those places that make sense, just as it has done here, and it's going to break them for me. So if I zoom out now, you can see that it has highlighted all those places, and it has taken these dark spots, it has taken them out. So if I play it, it's really going to show me what's there. So I can begin to select and say, okay, yes, this makes sense, thank you for this, and wrapping up, and I say add selection to design. So let's see what happens when I say add selection to design. Immediately it puts them side by side, all of this. So it has edited the work for me in a very fast way. I think at this point I will just pause because I've said so much, and I'll let us talk. If there are questions, if there are stuff you want to say. Okay, Temitope says, oh wow, nice, I like the removal of background. Yeah, but if you remove the background, can you add another one? Yes. So let's try that for a shorter video, a shorter clip now. So sorry, I used the background remover, not that one. I'm supposed to go to edit and BG remover under the Magic Studio. I'm sure it has removed it, but network is misbehaving. So let me go to this first page, for instance. Let's copy this background video and go to the video that was removed, and let me paste. Let me reload. refresh the page, okay, and go back to that page. Even after refreshing, it's still not showing it, but I'm sure it works. Okay, I think there's a bit of network issue.
You can record yourself
Yep.
in Canva. This is just me doing the dummy talk. I can go back to that.
Okay.
Highlighted. You can see a red dot right here.
Okay, so you can see that the video shows through in the background. So if I were to play it all together, you can see, okay, let me just crop so that will give you an idea. You can see that the video is playing in the background and the guy talking is also talking, and I can still move him around maybe to fill this place. I can still bring in stuff. It's up to me. What this class is about for today is more of making you understand what you can do. To actually do things in actual fact is left to whoever is working their creativity. So I can send this to back, just backward rather, not back, send backward. So increase the size of this, change it to yellow, and on and on and on. I can just do as I want. I can change the outline of this to white, change the color of the outline to white. You know, I can write a text and say what's up people. Let me do something here. I never thought of this, but let me just do it here. Excuse me. So I'm going to go to effect, I'll go to curve. I'm going to curve that text. I'm going to curve that text to follow the shape of the circle, and I'm going to copy it a few times. So, I double clicked on it. I'm copying it. At the end, I'll put space 2 times, paste what's up people, space 2 times, paste what's up people. I'm going to go away from there, then I'll send it. Excuse me. I would send it behind the man that is talking. Send backward. Excuse me. Yep. So, but then I would now do one more thing. You know, there was a time I showed you animate and there was something I didn't show you. Let me change this color to something purplish. Yeah. And I'll go to effect, animate. Scroll all the way down and we'll go to rotate. So I can show you the speed of, increase the speed of rotate or reduce it. And whenever this guy is talking, you can see what is happening behind him. So you can take this as a takeaway from the class, and do something with this. I would love to see it. Whatever you do, actually, I would love to see it. I'm not looking forward to you just I'm trying to refresh because this thing is breaking. I'm not looking at you just learning for learning's sake. I would like to see actual usage of these things. So let me put this mouse here. I'll wait for this to finish loading, then I'll play it again. So I look forward to stuff that you guys do. Share with me. I like to see if you need corrections, if you need help in any way, if there are things you're trying to get by. And then I'm gonna play it.
Hello, so this is what I've been talking about. You can record yourself in Canva. This is just me doing the dummy talk. I can go back to that highlighted. You can see a red dot right here. As I move from tab to tab, I mean from page to page, it's
Okay, so that's about it for today. So yes, let me check. Are there questions? Are there questions? I'm impressed and I'm happy that you're enjoying it because network has dealt with me today and it has almost dropped my morale. Thank you. And who was it that gave Rose for your comments? Thank you very, very much. Yeah, if you have questions, this is the time where you ask before we wrap up, and I'll share you the video afterwards. Okay, I can see that some people are typing. Yeah, okay. One other thing I wanted to ask, is this: is there anyone who is willing to have one-on-one classes, like physical classes? Because I mean, with that, we reduce this issue with network that we are having, and you will be willing to, show up if we maybe fix a place, but of course that would come at a little bit of an expense, because of course we'll have to maybe get a space to use, but I'm sure it's not going to be something too expensive. But I'm open to knowing if you are interested. Okay, there's a question: can I use an imported picture for a background? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Easily. All you need to do is just the same way we brought in every other thing here. You can also bring in a picture. So let's, for instance, go to this one. Let's duplicate this page and let's delete this video in the back. I can go to upload, and let's say this is the picture I wanted to use, or let me say this picture, whatever picture. Let me just use this one. I can increase it, or just to reduce time waste, I'll just set as background and immediately use at the back, and it's going to be there for the duration of that video, just as you see here. Yeah, so yes, that definitely works. And I can even still come and make adjustments. I can make adjustments, make it bigger, maybe because the circle of the guy is too big and it's blocking the main thing. I can bring it to the side. It is very, very possible. However, all of this comes with you using Canva Pro. If you're using a free account, you're limited. In fact, I don't know how much you can do or get done without having a Canva Pro, especially on video. And after all of this is done, the simple thing to do is to download. So I can download this as MP4. Increase the quality or decrease the quality, whatever I want. And depending on my network, I'll wait for the download to happen, and I have my video and I can upload. So I'm sure with all of this, you can take what you've learned today to create your own YouTube video, to create a talking head video. You can even use Canva now. For instance, you have a presentation that you have to talk through and share with somebody. You can record yourself while you're flipping through the screen that shows your presentation, and in the end you share with the person. Very straightforward, very easy. Okay, I think there's another question. Okay, somebody's interested in that one-on-one session. Okay, so what I'll do is I'm going to be reaching out to everyone in general, and then we'll look at how we can make that work. Okay, thank you guys, thank you everyone for coming. I am very, 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 very happy, because there's so much. Okay, there's actually no much you can do anything with, unlike CapCut. Oh, okay, yeah, you're correct. Canva is not built for heavy lifting work. In fact, I think you are limited to being able to upload 500 MB of video at a time. So you may have to record your videos in bits before you merge them in Canva. If they are like in gigs, the way you come from your camera after recording, you record something like 8 gig and you want to bring it in, it may not work that easily. It won't even work. So Yes, I would like you to go to this website. I'll just paste it. I'll paste it on my Telegram now. Where's the group? Yep. You can check out this website, and the reason why I'm telling you to check out this website is because let me do something. One of the things I learned in Canva. So the reason why I want you to go to this website is because drum roll one more. Or it's because I want you to go to this website because the next class is going to be web design class. Let me put a drum roll on that. And then let me spark some confetti. All of this is possible in Canva. What I'm doing now is possible in Canva. And I look forward to, people who will be interested in the one-on-one where I can share more on this. And the reason why I want you to look at that website is look at the website and see how simple it is. As simple as you have a business, and or maybe not even a business, whatever you do, and you have links that you want people to reach you on. There's something they call link tree. You can actually create your own form of link tree in a way. Canva would create the link for you and help you keep it hosted. Even if you want to move it to maybe an what they call it now, a domain name that you already have, you want it to become part of it. Canva also makes that very easy for you. So that website you're looking at now, I assume you're looking at it already. Okay, let me just go there also. Copy, Ctrl T, let's paste it. So this website that you're looking at the moment was made entirely in Canva, and network is also doing its bit in messing it up for me now. And it didn't take me an hour to do this. In fact, you can do this even as a beginner in less than, let's say, give or take 10 to 20 minutes. So let me just refresh. Let's hope that it will load properly now. Yeah, this is the way it's supposed to just come up normally. Let me reload it in. Yep. And each of these links are clickable, so you can try looking at it on your hand there. Let me give you a sneak peek. Where is that? Yep, this is it. So if this is where I designed the website. I can add more pages to it. I can do a lot of stuff, but that's for the next class. I'll just use that to whet your appetite. Let's say I want to. This thing is still loading. Network. Yep. It's still loading. Okay. Seems I may not be able to show you much. On your phone, you will definitely see that the view is different, and that's because automatically Canva by itself. Okay, yes, this is what I wanted to show you. The preview page. Automatically, Canva by itself rearranges it to suit both tablet, PC, and your phone screen area. So for instance, this is what it looks like on, or what it should look like when you're using a web browser on a system or on a tablet. Then this is what it looks like on the phone, so you have to scroll to see the rest. All of this I'm going to show you in the next class. I'll look at a date that is favorable, and I'll communicate the next class. Thank you so much for staying. We've spent an hour 32 minutes together. Thank you very much. Thank you for encouraging words. Thank you for not making me feel bad at the mercy of network today. Thank you very much. You can watch out for the recording on my channel very soon. Yep. Okay, so that will be all for today. Thank you for coming. If you have questions, please let's talk about it. If there are things you think I can improve on, I'm all ears. I would like to hear it. Until next time, bye bye. See you. We can keep the conversation going in the chat if you have anything to say. Thank you very much. Have a great night rest. Bye bye.